Okay.
Okay, so we are going to have a look at how to do the dart. Prior to this step, what I've done is I've cut out my paper pattern using paper scissors. I've pinned it to the green fabric, and then I've cut it out with my sewing shears. Now I need to mark the dart, which is just this part here in this center line. So I'm going to put it on here. Now I'm a neat freak when it comes to this. It's the only part of my life that I am a neat freak. So I like to use a ruler when I'm tracing dart legs. So I'm just going to take my tracing wheel and trace along there and there. This way they're nice and straight, even though there's a pin in my way. And I need this center one as well. The other parts I need are these dots, and since I can't use my tracing wheel in a circle, I'm going to mark it with an X. I know, this is so much fun watching me. And then you'll notice on the back that I have it marked nice and clear. One more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sewing shears and I'm going to do a little clip at the bottom of each of these. Are called dart legs. At the bottom of each dart leg. Just a tiny clip, about 1/8 of an inch, 3 millimeters. And then I'm going to unpin this. And now remove my piece. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip it over, so I'm working from the back, and those clips I just made, I'm going to line them up. Okay, and now these X's that I've made, I'm going to put a pin through them and make sure they're through the center. Woo, came out the other side, the center of both. Look at that, pretty much perfect. And I'm going to fold along that center fold line. I'm going to line this up. Right through the center. Okay, so now I'm ready to sew. Oh, I should have done this way. Oh well. I'm going to be a rebel. Do this. So my machine is set up and ready to go. So unlike when I sew most seams, I'm not going to use a stitching guideline. I'm going to use, this is like sewing on the line on the piece of paper. So I'm going to line this up underneath. So it's in between the opening in my presser foot. I'm going to start by putting my needle in and then remove my first pin before I even begin. I'm going to back stitch at the beginning. And I'm going to carefully sew along my marked line. And again, I'm going to take out my pins as I come to them. And then when I get to the end, I'm going to sew right off the end and leave a tail. And then to finish this, I'm going to just take my 2 thread tails and tie a knot. And the reason we don't back stitch at the end and we tie the knot instead is because back stitching in most darts, it's a very narrow space. It creates too much bulk. And if this is a bust dart, which is a lot of darts in women's clothing anyway, it creates sort of pointy cone shape, which is really unflattering. So now my next step, I've got my dart completely constructed, and I'm going to press it towards, you always press the bust darts towards the center, and you can actually see the way the fabric folds. If I try to fold it this way, the extra fabric hangs down below the ridge, so I'm going to fold it this way and it lines up perfectly, and I will use the tailor's ham to do that.